I've known Geert Hofstede for many, many years, 3 or 4 decades indeed. And I used to see him at European conferences all the time. But what I remember especially about him is when the Dutch government had invited me to Holland on a senior scholarship. And they wanted me to work with the University of Tilburg, the University of Amsterdam, and the Vrije University of Amsterdam. It was all three were a consortium on occupational psychology. So I got to see a lot of Geert then because he would come to these meetings. And I think it was in Tilburg at one meeting where I had to do a presentation about the work I was doing. Anyway, he comes and he was kind of a typical Dutchman, very kind of stayed, actually very British in lots of ways, funny enough, but a lovely guy. I really got on with him well. Anyway, what impressed me is that at conferences you meet people, but it's not the same as when we actually spent a lot of time together. And I gave his talk, and what really impressed me, I was throwing out some interesting ideas I thought were interesting. I didn't know, but I was just throwing them out. Anyway, he then, after it was over, we were going out for dinner together, and he just said over dinner, he said, "Cary, I really liked that particular thing. And not only that, you were very good at your presentation." And, rarely does anybody do that kind of thing. They say, "Oh, yeah, you're pretty good." But he meant it, and meant a lot to me at the time. And this was in the 1990s, I think, early 1990s, because I was there for a whole month. But a great guy. Also a wonderful scholar. I think we all know that about him. But a man, I think, who made a major contribution. If you look at his background, it's phenomenal. Working in IBM for those years, creating all sorts of things, but being an international scholar. That's what he was. But a very, a gentleman. And, we have a lot of competition in our funny trade, but he went beyond competition. He was one of these supportive characters.